insight meets action, and people learn to move forward with purpose. Well, Miss Jackie, another week, another great topic that we will talk about and empower or inspire people listening to us or watching us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so wow, how are you
How are
doing
you
today,
for?
Daniel?
Well, oh, well, money for us.
Yes.
We have the same time. I'm fabulous and excellent. Busy, busy always, Miss Jackie. And well, I will take this opportunity to thank again. As we are saying, celebrate your wins. Celebrate small wins, people, because our YouTube channel is having already a 3 million
Wow,
views. Thank you,
that's
thank
great.
you.
Yes.
Yes, I hope they will send us a plaque. They usually YouTube before doing that.
They
Yeah.
do. They will send
Oh,
you a plaque if you get to a certain amount. Yep, you're right.
yes. I hope I can get the plaque as well. But anyway, thank you, people, for supporting our YouTube channel. And of course, please visit our official website for all the podcasts that we're creating, universalpodcast.net, where you can see all the podcasts that we're creating because Miss Ducky and I, we are doing 7 crazy podcasts. Crazy podcasts. But it's informative, something that you will learn every episode because that is our goal.
That's great.
Just like our topic for today, right, Miss Jackie?
Absolutely. Yeah. So today's episode, we're at episode 18 now together. This is great. Um,
Yes, let's celebrate the
wow.
small wins, as we
Yes.
said.
Right. So today we're going to discuss coaching people through life transitions. Coaching can help people stay grounded during seasons of change. So I think this is an important topic to discuss today.
Definitely. And Miss Jackie, sooner or later, a Coaching 101 will be part of PodMats. I'm planning to be introduced on PodMats because there's a lot of coacher or coaching people on PodMats.
Oh,
What
that's
do you think?
great. I like
Yes, let's
that.
interview. Let's
Let's
interview
interview some
people.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ask them why they are having this devotion to coach people.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard to coach people, right?
It is hard. Yeah. I know some coaches, I know some counselors. Yes, it's not easy to do any of those type of helping profession. But,
Most yeah, most
yeah.
especially if they're having two life transitions. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to tell you frankly. So, Miss Jackie, how can coaching help individuals navigate major life transition without becoming overwhelmed by fear, uncertainty, and self-doubt?
Yes, I think I think what coaching can help someone do, a client, is it can provide that steadiness when they are going through an unsteady season or that life change, because it often is tough, right? And it's hard for them to navigate that. And so, yeah, so people in that transition period, they often need both that clarity and that emotional support. So, if a coach can be there in those times where it feels like things are a little bit uncertain or a little rocky, I think that can help.
Mm, definitely. It will help. People major life changes such as career shift, divorce, parenthood, retirement, or personal loss often become turning points from growth and transformation because they force individuals out of a familiar routines and confront from them with a new emotional, psychological, and practical realities. These moments disrupt comfort, challenges identity, and create situations where people must adapt, reflect, and redefine who they are and what truly matters to them. So it's the time that you need a coach to guide you where you're going. So, Miss Jackie, how can coach or coaches help people rediscover clarity, confidence, and direction during season when life feels unstable or unfamiliar?
Yes, I think what they can do is they can provide that stability when they need it, and they can help provide some of that positivity, right? In a good way, right? Not in a way that's that's fake or anything like that, because people don't like things that are fake. They want genuineness and something that's real. So I think as long as the coach can bring that and be genuine with what they're bringing to the table in that relationship that they have as coach and client, I think that'll make a big difference for them.
Mm, that will be a big difference, yes. So coaches can help people discover clarity, confidence, and direction during a stable or unfamiliar season by providing guidance, structure, and accountability and emotional support during moments when individuals may feel or overwhelmed, confused, or uncertain about life future or their future itself. Life transitions often create mental noise, emotional stress, and fear, making difficult people think clearly or make different decisions. And Ms. Jackie, what emotional or psychological challenges do people commonly face during major transitions? And how can coaching provide support and structure?
Yes. So I think some of the most common kinds of transitions that many of our listeners and viewers can probably relate to is a new job or a career
Yes.
shift. Changing
Mm-hmm.
careers, right, can be huge, and a lot of my students are going through that right now, where they're going back to school, they're getting a master's degree so that they can go through a career shift and go into something different and something that they feel like they're passionate about. So that's really exciting. You mentioned a couple of them, like marriage or empty nesting, right? Parenting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loss.
Yeah. Loss, relocation, things like that. Retirement is another one. So it's interesting because many transitions that we're talking about can involve the hope and the loss at the same time. It's kind of interesting how it can teeter on those two things, but it's very common for that to happen as
Mm.
well.
Yes, certainly. Well said, Miss Jackie. Whether someone experiencing a career change, a divorce, parenthood, or retirement, relocation, loss, as we are talking about, or another major shift, transition can create uncertainty that affects confidence, emotional stability, and mental well being. During those periods, people frequently struggle not only with external changes, but also with internal emotional adjustment. So, Miss Jackie, how does coaching helping individuals let go of old identities, limiting belief and past versions of themselves that no longer serve their future? Because it
Right.
always
Yeah.
does, right?
It does. Yes. I think sometimes we want to cling to the past sometimes and
Mm,
keep looking in the rearview mirror, but a good coach will say, you need to look forward, right? You need to look ahead and not too, I wouldn't say too far into the future, right? Because you want to live in the present moment too. But, if you constantly look in the past, you're not going to, you want to learn from the past, right? Learn what not to do and what to do, what worked and things like that. But I think it's so key to stay present in the current moment of what you're living in.
mm. Current moments. So many people remain emotionally attached to outdated belief, roles, and habits and self perception because those patterns are once provided comfort, safety, and familiarity. However, as our life evolves, certain identities and mindset can begin limiting personal growth and preventing individuals from moving forward or toward the future they truly desire. So, Miss Jackie, can life transitions become opportunities for reinvention rather than periods of fear, confusion, and emotional struggle?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I like that. The reinvention. Yes. I think it's
Mhm.
really great because when we're going through those life transitions, we often think, like, for example, a new job or a career change. It's scary, right? We're not sure what's going to be around the corner, what to expect. And so that can be scary. Whether we planned that new job or that career change or we didn't plan it, right? Whether it was, you know, sometimes it's planned and sometimes it's not. So yeah, being able to look at that, it's something that can be hard at first. I know I went through that before I got the job where I'm at now. So I had tried to get into a place, and it was hard. I tried two interviews, Daniel, and I couldn't get past the second interview, and I kept wondering what was going on. So at that point where I had the second interview and I couldn't get past that first one, with the hiring manager, I finally just asked him. I was like, "Why can't I get past the second interview? And this is my second time." And he told me, he's like, "Well, you don't have enough banking experience." I'm like, "That's interesting. I've worked at two places that were financial institutions, so I didn't understand that." So, but I moved on, and I was like, "Okay, I need to move on from this." But then, lo and behold, there was a talent agency that that helped people get hired or do contract work for creative work. So I was like, "Oh, well, this is great." And they had an agreement with the company, so I was like, "Oh, maybe this is a good way I can start, get my foot in the door, right, through contracting." But then after 6 months, they let everybody go, and I was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And it was a setback at first, and I thought, "Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I don't have a job, right? How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to support, pay the bills, all of that?" And so then GCU came along, and I was like, "Wow, that was good." But I kept looking back at that job and wanting, because I wanted that to work there so bad. But I had to let go. I prayed about it, and I said to the Lord, "Okay, if this is where you want me to be, you have to, help me through this, because I can't do it by myself." And sure enough, after 3 months, it turned around. So yeah, sometimes it's something we don't expect, but now I am where I am because of that. It's amazing. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am right now doing this podcast with you today. So yeah.
Definitely. As they said, when the door closed, the wider open will for you, right? Wider and bigger door will open for you. I think
Yes.
that's how we say it. And don't lose hope, people. I myself, I experienced that. Why God closing these doors? This is better. But once you realize, oh, thank God you closed the door because I having now better than before. So people don't complain. Ask, uh, be grateful of what God done to you. Closing those doors is mean you need to close those doors because it's giving you a better opportunities, big and bolder concept of life. And yes, while major changes often bring uncertainty and discomfort, they also create moments where individuals are forced to reevaluate who they are, what they truly want, and how they want to move forward. In many cases, transition become a starting point for personal growth, healing, and self-discovery and transformation. So, Miss Jackie, how can coaches help clients build resilience and emotional strength while navigating uncertainty and unexpected change?
That's good. That's a good question. I like that one.
Yes.
I think one thing they can do is help the client by doing that one step at a time moment, right? Where we talk about that quite often. Just one step at a time. I think that's the best way. And remind the client that they don't need that entire path to be able to move forward. Because I think sometimes we want people want to take that next step, but they're afraid to do that, or they're fearful to do that because they don't know what lies ahead, and they want to be able to see what the end result's going to be. But sometimes we can't see that end result until we take that next step forward. So sometimes you just have to move forward, even if you don't know the whole path. So it reminds me of this, and I have a piece of artwork that has this quote by Martin Luther King Jr., and it says that something about, I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's basically the same type of analogy, right? Where you take the next step, even if you don't see the whole staircase in front of you. You take that next step. So that's what it's all
Mhm.
about. Yeah.
Mm. Well said, Miss Jackie. Well, during those transition, People often experience fear, anxiety, and self doubt, frustration, and grief, or emotional exhaustion. A coach helps clients process these emotions constructively while developing the mindset and habits needed to adapt and grow through adversity. So, Miss Jackie was, or why is having accountability, encouragement, and objective guidance so valuable during difficult life transitions?
Yes, I think it's so important because it's so easy to give up during that time. And so I think it's important to be able to have that accountability, right? And have someone that you can hold yourself accountable to. Yeah, I think that makes a huge
Makes
difference because,
sense.
yeah,
Yes.
because it's easy to give up, especially during a time of loss. Yeah. So I think that will help you keep going if you have that accountability that take the next best step, take it one day at a time, one step at a time. And so, yeah, being able to have that accountability will help. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yes, having accountability, encouragement, objective guidance extremely valuable during difficult life transition because major changes often create emotional instability, uncertainty, fear, and confusion that make it difficult for individuals to think clearly or move forward confidently. During these periods, people may feel overwhelmed by emotions, isolated in their struggles, or uncertain about what decision to make next. So, thank you for that coaching, or for the coach that guiding you. So, how can coaching helping individuals transform setbacks, endings, painful experiences into a new beginnings filled with purpose and growth, Miss Jackie?
Hmm. Yes, that's a good question. Absolutely. I like that.
How?
Yeah.
Yes. How and
Yes.
why?
Yes. I think one way they can do that is to help them see that there's that bigger picture in mind. I think that's one way they can do that. So when they do feel like they're stuck, just remind them that there's a greater purpose in life. And if they connect, with the spiritual part of it, if they are a believer, then help them connect in that way. Help them find what motivates them, right? So we connected to motivation here today. So
Yes.
yeah, find out what motivates them.
Interconnected.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you find out what truly motivates someone and what will keep them going, then you can help them towards that. Yes, I think that's a good way to do
Mm.
it.
Certainly, difficult experiences such as failure, divorce, career loss, rejection, grief, betrayal, or major life changes often have people emotionally overwhelmed and uncertain about the future. During these moments, individual may focus only on what they lost rather than what they can still become. Coaching helps shift that perspective from defeat toward growth, healing, and possibility. And lastly, Miss Jackie, looking ahead, could the way people respond to life transform ultimately determine the direction, fulfillment, and meaning of the future they create?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Because I think it helps to have that future focus, right? And to look forward and not look back. So, yes, I think so.
Definitely, yes. The way we respond to life transition can ultimately determine the direction, fulfillment, and meaning of the future they create because transition often become defining moments that shape mindset, identity, relationships, priorities, and long-term decisions. While people cannot always control the changes, losses, and unexpected events that occur in life, they can influence how they respond, adapt, and grow through those experiences. That responses frequently becomes the difference between remaining trapped by circumstances or transforming through them. So, Miss Jackie, another great episode. Coaching people through life transition is something else. Let's materialize it, what we talk about here. And people, if you learned something, please do email us, comment on what we are talking about, or suggest what will the topic that you want to talk about.
Right. I love that. We're always happy to
Yes,
get that. Hmm.
definitely. Suggest participate to our discussion, and please do support us every now and then. So, Miss Jackie, would you like to plug in something?
Sure. If anyone would like to follow my podcast that I have, it's called Designing with Love. And I talk about education and AI technology. So, all kinds of great topics that I do. So, feel free to check it out.
Yes, check it out, and congratulations. You belong to 10% popular show globally. Miss
Thank
Jackie,
you.
congratulations. Keep up the good work. And again, thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. We are now officially, we have a 3 million views. Thank you so much to all the podcasts that we are creating with Miss Jackie. We are seven. And to all my podcast hosts, thank you so much for being part of Universal Podcast Network. And we are continue our vision to, well, give each episodes that people will give information, motivation, knowledge that equip in their everyday life. So, Miss Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining us and keep learning.
Monica people, see you soon.